I used to think dinner was supposed to be the reward at the end of a long day. But instead, it became the most overwhelming part. Every evening, I'd come home mentally drained, physically tired, and somehow still expected to put together a healthy dinner. But just the thought of chopping vegetables or figuring out what to cook felt like another job. Most nights I'd open the fridge, stare blankly, then close it again, only to grab my phone and scroll through food delivery apps again. Healthy eating felt impossible when I had zero energy left to give. One night I actually cried while standing over the kitchen sink with a half-burnt pan of something I tried to throw together. That was my breaking point, and that's when I made myself a promise. Dinner doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to be fast, healthy, and stress-free. That's when I started building a small collection of instant healthy dinner recipes. Meals I could make without thinking too hard or cleaning for hours afterward, and honestly, they changed my evenings and my energy. Let me show you what worked. 1. The breaking point. When takeout felt like the only option, there was a stretch of time, honestly longer than I'd like to admit, when takeout became my dinner routine. Not because I was being lazy, but because I was surviving. Work would drain me dry. I'd close my laptop, my back aching, my mind spinning, and the last thing I had energy for was trying to figure out what to cook. I'd open the fridge and see random ingredients that didn't make sense together. I'd feel frustrated, like I was failing some invisible test of adulthood, so I'd grab my phone. Pizza, pad thai, burgers, anything that came with no decisions and no dishes. At first, it felt like a relief. But after a while, the guilt crept in. It's not just the health guilt, but the financial guilt, the waste, the bloating, the foggy brain the next morning. And emotionally, I started feeling disconnected from myself. Like I was outsourcing one of the most basic acts of self-care nourishment, the lowest point. I remember one night I had 3 food delivery apps open on my phone at the same time. I just sat there frozen, couldn't decide, didn't even know what I wanted, and that's when it hit me. This isn't about food anymore. This is about burnout. I didn't need a gourmet chef. I needed simple, healthy dinners that didn't ask anything more from me than I could give. That night, I deleted the apps. I told myself I'd find a better way. 2. My 4 go-to instant healthy dinner recipes. After that breaking point, I made a quiet promise to myself. No more food guilt. No more staring blankly at the fridge. I was going to create a small rotation of instant healthy dinner recipes I could lean on, ones that didn't feel like a chore, but still made me feel taken care of. It wasn't about becoming a chef overnight. It was about reclaiming my peace at the end of the day. And here's where the journey really began. Recipe number 1, 10-minute veggie stir-fry with brown rice. This one was my gateway. I tossed whatever veggies I had, carrots, broccoli, peppers, into a hot pan with garlic, ginger, and a splash of low-sodium soy sauce. The magic, microwavable brown rice. 90 seconds. Done. The first night I made it, I remember thinking, wait, that's it? It felt so doable, and that gave me momentum. Recipe number 2, chickpea avocado wraps. These wraps became my weeknight rescue. Mashed avocado, a can of chickpeas, a sprinkle of cumin and lemon juice, all wrapped up in whole grain tortillas. Crunchy, creamy, protein-packed. I'd make 2, curl up on the couch, and actually feel good about dinner. It wasn't just fuel, it was satisfaction wrapped in 5 minutes flat. Recipe number 3, lentil soup hack with store-bought help. There were nights I didn't even want to chop a single thing, so I started using pre-cooked lentils and boxed organic veggie broth. Add a handful of spinach and some Italian herbs, boom. Comfort in a bowl in under 10 minutes. This was one of those instant healthy dinner recipes that made me feel like I was nourishing both my body and my soul. Recipe number 4, sheet pan salmon plus frozen veggies. When I wanted something a little fancier without the work, this was my go-to. I'd throw a salmon fillet on a sheet pan with olive oil, garlic, and frozen green beans or cauliflower rice. Pop it in the oven for 15 minutes while I showered or unwound. By the time I was ready to eat, dinner was 2. Minimal cleanup, maximum reward. Each of these instant healthy dinner recipes became more than just food. They became a ritual. A reminder that I deserved to feel good, even when life felt heavy. They gave me time back, But more importantly, they gave me back. That's when I realized eating well doesn't have to mean eating complicated. 3. The shift. Why instant doesn't mean empty. At first, I'll admit it, I used to roll my eyes at the phrase instant healthy dinner recipes. It sounded like a contradiction, like a buzzword slapped on a shortcut. And I guess that's because I used to associate instant with lazy, as if anything fast couldn't possibly be nourishing or meaningful. But something shifted. It happened one night, after a long day full of back-to-back meetings. I was mentally fried. My body was drained. And for once, I didn't default to ordering takeout. Instead, I stood in my kitchen, pulled out a few simple ingredients, and made my 10-minute veggie stir-fry. No stress, no shame. It's just me reclaiming 10 quiet minutes in my evening. And when I sat down and took that first bite, I realized this wasn't empty. This was full. Full of nutrients, full of care, full of intention. That's when I really understood the power of instant healthy dinner recipes. It's not about rushing. It's about simplifying so you can nourish yourself even when time is tight and energy is low. These meals gave me permission to stop chasing perfection. They helped me redefine what healthy looks like on my terms. And most importantly, they gave me a new kind of freedom, to feed myself without guilt, slow down, even if it's just for 10 minutes. To believe that fast and fulfilling can actually coexist. That's when instant started to feel powerful. You know, once I started leaning into these instant healthy dinner recipes, something unexpected happened. Not just at dinner, but throughout my whole day. Because let's be honest, lunch is where I used to crash hard. Midday would roll around and I'd either skip it, snack mindlessly, or grab whatever was closest, even if it made me feel sluggish afterward. So I created something that helped me completely flip that script. It is called the 5-Day Busy Professional Lunch Prep Plan. It's packed with healthy meals you can prep in under 60 minutes for the entire work week. I built it for days, just like the ones I used to dread. When your schedule is full, your energy is low, and you need something fast but genuinely nourishing. And because you've made it this far into this video, I want you to have it for free, no catch. Just real, doable recipes that have saved me more times than I can count. You can download it using the link in the description below. If dinner's starting to feel easier, let's make lunch feel lighter too. Looking back, I used to think instant dinners meant compromise. Less flavor, less nutrition, less joy. But now, I realize it wasn't about the recipes. It was about how I valued myself. Every time I chose to cook something quick and healthy, instead of defaulting to takeout, I was sending myself a message. You matter. Your energy matters. Your health matters. It wasn't about perfection, it was about presence. The way I started to feel lighter, not just physically, but mentally. And sure, life is still busy. There are nights when I'm exhausted. I've got tools. I've got recipes. I've got a rhythm that works with my life, not against it. If you're in a place where dinner feels like just another to-do, I want you to know, it doesn't have to stay that way. Start small. One meal, one moment, one shift. And if this video helped, or even just made you feel seen, hit that like button. Leave a comment, or share it with someone who needs it. We're all just trying to figure it out, but I promise you can eat well, live well, and still move fast. You've got this. I'll see you in the next video.